It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News. The news is live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. I am Ajua Tinkrama Domina. Coming up.
Minority chief whip got involved based on the instructions from his leader, Appenyo Martins. I saw Appenyo telling them that they should all listen to him and take his instructions.
Ad hoc committee investigating chaos during vetting of ministerial nominees resumes public hearing following earlier suspension. We'll bring you the latest from the sitting. Also coming up, Civil and Local Government Staff Association Clocksack threatens industrial action against appointment of new registrar at Births and Deaths Registry.
We are pleading with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as a matter of urgency to withdraw his appointment because it violates the Supreme Court ruling on neutrality in 2017. Clocksack will have no other alternative than to request his members not to work.
Stay with us for details of these and more stories coming up in the next 30 minutes. But now, the ad hoc committee probing the chaos that ensued in the appointment committee sitting last week has resumed their sitting. Currently, the health minister designate Kwabena Minta Akando, during whose scheduled time the incident occurred, is before the committee. So let's cross over now and join the sitting.
That in this house, people have been vetted, approved, and never sworn in. In fact, to add to it, they were actually in the swearing room and they were not sworn in. But that's on a lighter note.
Yeah, Chairman, thank you very much. I know Honorable Akando is a very friendly guy, even across the other side. You have a lot of good friends. So what were you thinking of when Honorable Minister for, who was the nominee then, Transport, he came ahead of you and he went through, but when he got your time, what were you thinking of? Because I know you have a lot of friends across the.
Mr. Chairman, not even only friends, but I was surprised because they had given their way that I was going to be vetted. I had already indicated that when I saw my name changed to 31st, I reached out to them and they said no. I mean, they have reviewed it and I was going to be vetted. So I heard it from them that they said I was going to be vetted. So I was surprised when this commotion was going on. I was actually surprised, but hey, there was less I could do then.
Thank you very much for attending upon this committee. In less than a week, you've attended upon vetting committee and then special committee to find out what happened on your day of vetting. We will call upon you again before we finalize our report. Thank you very much, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable colleagues, we were supposed to take two other honorable members, but I'm with you to allow Honorable Minister for, are you also designated, approved, or anointed Foreign Affairs to, since they have to go for their swearing in, I want to plead with you to allow him to.
This is Citi 97.3.
I, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa,
Swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, son of man, Minister for Foreign Affairs. You were not here when we showed the video. Would you like to watch the video again? to identify whether you were here on that fateful day.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I was here, and I recall exactly what happened. So
can you tell this committee?
Proceed without a video.
Thank you. Can you tell this committee what really happened on the 30th of January when you were supposed to be vetted?
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, before narrating what I witnessed on that day, I would like to read to you 2 letters I received from the Appointments Committee inviting me to appear before the Appointments Committee. I believe this will establish the basis for me attending upon the committee on that day. My entry into the Appointments Committee room has generated some controversy. I have heard the minority leader and some members of the MPP suggest that I was smuggled in and that I and my guests, including my wife, had no business showing up on that day. Indeed, when I appeared before the Appointments Committee to be vetted, I raised the issue, and the chairman of the committee and the minority leader apologized to me for that press conference and that unfortunate narrative they had put out there, suggesting that I was trying to force myself onto the committee when I had not been invited. So I think that it is absolutely essential that I read these invitation letters, and then I'm willing to also make copies available to your committee so that you can have that in your report.
Go ahead and then make copies available to our clerk.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, Mr. Chairman, this invitation letter is dated the 22nd of January 2025, addressed to the Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Member of Parliament, Parliament House, Accra, and it reads, Dear Sir, invitation to attend upon the Appointments Committee. The Appointments Committee wishes to extend its warmest congratulations to you on your nomination as Minister Designate for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Pursuant to Standing Order 217, I am directed by the Chairman of the Committee to kindly invite you to attend upon the Appointments Committee on the 30th of January 2025 at 12:30 at Committee Rooms 1 and 2 of the Administration Block, Parliament House, Accra. You are kindly requested to submit copies of your curriculum vitae with your signature on each page and tax clearance certificate from the Ghana Revenue Authority to the Secretariat of the Appointments Committee on the second floor, job 600. And it goes on because of time to give the email address of Parliament and all of that. So I just want to, because of time, go quickly to the last 2 paragraphs. You are further requested to provide the names of 10 guests who will be present to witness your vetting. You may contact the Secretariat of the Committee on 0244. 2 numbers are provided because these are open hearings. I don't have the permission of these phone owners to put out their numbers. And then it says that contact these numbers for further clarification. Yours faithfully. And this invitation letter is signed by Mrs. Gifty Jiage Goba, the clerk to the Appointments Committee. Mr. Chairman and respected members of the committee, attached to this invitation letter is this other correspondence I received, which has the heading 9th Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, coverage of proceedings of the Appointments Committee, schedule for vetting of nominees, Thursday, 30th January 2025. And the names are provided as follows. Nominees: Abdul Rashid Hassan Pelpo, MP, Minister Designate, Ministry of Labour, Jobs and Employment. 8 a.m. is the time provided. Then, Honorable Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, Minister Designate, Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, 9 a.m. Samuel Nate George is the third name here, MP, Minister Designate, Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations, 10 a.m. The Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, Minister Designate, Ministry of Sports and Recreation, 11 a.m. Then there is lunch break at 12 noon. Then I was to come immediately after the lunch break. It's here. Fifth nominee, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Minister Designate, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, 12:30. So they were anticipating that they'll have a 30-minute lunch, and then I will be vetted at 12:30. There are three other names after me, if you don't mind. The Honorable Joseph Bukari Nikbe, MP, Minister Designate, Ministry of Transport, 1:30 p.m. The Honorable Isifu Seidu, MP, Minister of State, Climate Change and Sustainability, 2:30 p.m. And the final name for that day, the 30th of January, is Mrs. Charity Gardiner, Minister Designate, Ahafu Region, 3:30 p.m. So this was attached. 8 nominees were supposed to appear on that day. So I want to state for the record that I was not smuggled in. I was asked to be present here with my guests for a session at 12:30 p.m. to be vetted. And we waited and waited and waited until I was prompted at about 8 p.m. thereabout that
just a clarification.
I can now come in.
Clarification. You mentioned 2 letters. Is it the attachment that is the second one?
Yes, please. Okay. Yes, please. So it's the attachment I referred to. So I want to state for the record that it is based on this invitation letter that I duly composed the delegation, which included paramount chiefs from the North Tongue traditional area, chiefs from Anglo, where I also hail from both Anglo and Tong, as chairman, you know. Then the Tepahine, the paramount chief of the Tepa traditional area in the Ashanti region. I've served as Imrantia Hine in Tepa for more than 12 years now. And so I have very strong, alliances with the good people of Tepa in the Ashanti region. They gladly joined me here, my dear wife, and the members of Oral, the Oral team I'm very proud of. I'm told that the reason why I'm coming under a lot of attacks and tribulation is because of Oral, but I remain proud of the work we are doing at Oral. So the Oral team members were here.
So that's Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the Minister Designate for Foreign Affairs. Earlier you heard the Minister Designate for the Ministry of Health, Kwabena Minta Akando, all giving their testimonies before the ad hoc committee that has been tasked to probe the chaos that ensued during the vetting of some ministerial nominees last week. Stay tuned to Citi 97.3 FM. In our subsequent bulletins, we'll bring you more on this. You can also follow us on our social media pages for more updates. But a gentle reminder that the news is live across the country on a number of affiliate stations. In the Western region, this is Adwempa 100.7 FM in Takwa, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrade, Sky 93.5 FM in Takrade. In the Bono region, we're on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyang. The Shanti region, this is Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi, Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. If you're in the Volta region, tune in to Revival 99.3 FM in Tajavu, VOV Radio 95.7 in Hohoi. In the Northern region, this is Radio Bimbila 91.9 FM. In Upper East, we're on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. And in the Upper West region, this is Tunsong 97.3 FM in Wa and Jirapa 96.1 FM. Still ahead in the bulletin, Civil and Local Government Staff Association Clocksat threatens industrial action against appointment of new registrar at Births and Deaths Registry. Please stay for details.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
much, we invite you to splash in the pool of cultural expressivity and soak yourself in the celebration of indigenous authenticity in our Heritage Month. Join us for the Heritage Month launch on Friday, February 28th as we kick off a month of unforgettable experiences. Pack your bags for the Heritage Caravan, a week-long adventure across Ghana from March the 2nd to the 9th. Discover the beauty and history of our land.
An opportunity to see Ghana in a more beautiful and the people, the connection.
Savor the flavors at the Back to Your Village Food Festival, a culinary extravaganza on March 29th and 30th.
The millet tozafi, the corn tozafi, we have the tubani, we have the wache, we have the dawadawa jollof rice. We also serve the local northern beverages, that's pito and zonko.
Taste the essence of Ghana.
The first one I was here, the second one I was here, the third one I was here, this one and the fourth one. And it's not just a bazaar, it's a festival now. And I'm so excited because this is what we should be doing.
Tune in to the Heritage On Air series on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Each week, delve into what makes us Ghanaians.
The Owusu is a general account name. It's Dev's character. Owusu. So that is why the appellation is Owusu Eduam. You see, when an ascent is Eduam, it means something that belongs to him. So Dev's character, he comes to you and grab you as if it belongs to him.
Explore our places of interest, feel the rhythm of our music, journey through our religious history, and indulge in indigenous Ghanaian food. Join us to celebrate our heritage this Heritage Month, where every moment is a story. Only on Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM.
Let's Hayford, Mensa Saba, Bagrant, Sagin Ajete, and all who.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Welcome back to the bulletin. The Member of Parliament for Ashaiman, Ernest Henry Nobe, has urged his constituents to remain calm amid tensions over the lack of appointments in the Mahama administration. Now, some NDC members in Ashaiman vandalized the constituency chairman's office and threatened to block the Accra-Tema motorway in protest. Addressing journalists, Ernest Nobe called for restraint and encouraged residents to support the government in achieving its resetting agenda.
This morning, as I was going, they were gathering at the China Mall, and I spoke to them that no, they shouldn't do anything. They shouldn't do anything at all. They shouldn't cross the motorway. They should just go home and then relax, so that we wait and see the good work of John Mahama. We all, join hands and then reset Ghana. So I got to work when I heard that they had gone to the chairman's office, because I was with the chairman. I heard that they had gone to the chairman's office to vandalize it. Yes, I can say on certain terms that we condemn that act, that they shouldn't have taken their anger, frustration to the chairman's office. But be that is me. We also understood their frustration. But what is wrong is wrong.
Member of Parliament for Ashaiman, Ernest Henry Nobe. Well, in a related development, Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the National Democratic Congress, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, has urged party supporters in the Ashaiman constituency to remain calm as President John Mahama continues making appointments. Now, speaking to Citi News, Dr. Tanko Computer assured supporters that several positions remain available and encouraged them to trust the President's judgment in distributing appointments fairly.
Let me take the opportunity to appeal to our supporters and activists that they should have confidence in the judgment of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I would say it's early days yet for people to think that appointments has ended. Now, I can assure everybody, every committee can hurry in the party that so long as His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is concerned, everybody will be touched. Everybody will have his due at the end of everything. The CEOs are many. He has over 150 agencies to appoint. It's still ongoing. As we speak now, he has not even done 10% of the appointment. That tells you that we still have about 90% of the appointment yet to be made. So it's early days yet. Let's put our fingers crossed. We're appealing to them. The government is just a month old now. We are now cruising to our next month. and we have already clocked a lot of successes. That tells you that we are on course to delivering the goods that we promised Ghanaians.
Well, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, however, noted that while there are calls for appointments, not everyone will be selected. But he assured that those appointed will be expected to support those who are not.
But nonetheless, let's also put it on record that not everyone will get appointed. Others will be appointed and they will touch others. That is the meaning of governance. So, for instance, if I'm appointed, it means that I am going to also support a lot of people across. That is how it is. And so, when you are not appointed, that doesn't mean that the president doesn't like you or the government doesn't like you. It means your reward will come from the persons that you have appointed. That is how it works. So, if a minister is appointed, the trickle-down effect go down to everybody.
Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the National Democratic Congress, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer. We move on now to some other stories. The Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOCSAG, has threatened industrial action over the appointment of Samuel Adomboche as the new registrar for the Births and Deaths Registry. Now, CLOCSAG argues that Mr. Boche's affiliation with the governing National Democratic Congress NDC violates the association's principles of neutrality, citing a Supreme Court ruling that prohibits civil servants from engaging in partisan politics. In a statement to the press at the Births and Deaths Registry in Accra, Deputy Executive Secretary of CLOCSAG, Kojo Krakani, called on President John Mahama to promptly revoke this appointment.
This Samuel Adom Bochwe is a known activist of the National Democratic Congress NDC and was once the district chief executive of Asikuma Odoben Brakwa District Assembly in the Central Region. At this forum, we are pleading with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as a matter of urgency to withdraw his appointment because it violates the Supreme Court ruling on neutrality in 2017. CLOCSAG will have no other alternative than to request his members not to work with him and subsequently lay down our tools. We want to state that CLOCSAG will fully collaborate with government to ensure that the civil and local government services are devoid of politically colored persons. The negative impact of the appointment of political apparatchiks in the service cannot be underestimated.
You heard Kojo Krakani. He is the Deputy Executive Secretary of the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOCSAG. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has called on Ghanaians to be patriotic, diligent and ethical in all aspects of life. Speaking at the final funeral rites of former Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Arnold Quainu at Burma Camp in Accra, he expressed concern over the growing pursuit of material gains at the expense of national service, and he urged citizens to reject selfishness and embrace selfless responsibility in nation building, citing Lieutenant General Quainu's dedication as an example.
And for those of us who had the opportunity to associate with him, he inspired us in the sense of being able to live our lives selflessly and as patriots of our country. He's the last of a generation that is passing, whose major focus was love of country, on their patriotic spirit. It's very different from the current generation today. Everything is driven by material wealth. And so, as we gather to say farewell to this man, may his life be an inspiration that we can recapture love of country and patriotism.
President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. Now, the Students' Representative Council, SLC President of the University of Ghana, Maradona Yeboah, also known as Guru, says a formal request has been made for a refund to students who have already paid the increased accommodation fees. This follows a 25% fee reduction secured through negotiations with the Ministry of Education and University Management after widespread concerns over the increase in traditional hall fees for the 2024-2025 academic year. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, Maradona Yeboah indicated that if refunds are not feasible, the university may consider crediting affected students.
Now that it's been approved by the ministry, the government, all right, I know there are ways to go about it. We requested for a refund.
Right.
because there are other areas that needs to be taken care of, right? Even to survive on campus, there are other dues that we pay. So if we are to get a refund for those who already done paying, I think it will do us good, because no amount of little money is too small on campus. So we will prefer there is a refund. But there is always a process to go about some of these things. So we are hoping the school comes out with a communique that would direct us on how to get our money, or either they will credit us for the continuous students. No, with the continuous students, some of us we are completing by October. So how do we get it? I think there will be always a way to give us the refund.
SRC President of the University of Ghana, Maradona Yeboah AJ, will stay on education because a parent of one of the arrested students has attacked and assaulted a teacher at Salaga Senior High School following the arrest of his ward in connection with a shooting incident that occurred on Saturday evening. Now, the teacher, we understand, is currently receiving treatment at the Salaga Hospital and has a police medical report. The school's authorities, meanwhile, have reported the case to the police. The Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, has warned that if urgent measures are not taken to address rising violence among senior high school students, authorities may have to establish military barracks within school premises. This follows recent clashes where students wielded weapons, including cutlasses and locally manufactured pistols, raising concerns about discipline and character development in schools. Speaking to Citi News, NAT's General Secretary, Thomas Musa, criticized the lack of accountability for students involved in violent and criminal activities, warning that unchecked actions could further erode discipline.
We demonstrate disrespect at the national level to one another, and the children are doing it. Now, people who commit crimes, engage in violence, are to get away with it, and because of that, the students are encouraged to do the same, among other things. And now, victims at the national level fear to talk. At the school level also, when you go, the students that have been offended, that have been oppressed, they have difficulty to talk because they fear that when they talk, they will be attacked. And that is why we are seeing what we are seeing. And so if care is not taken, in the coming days, like I have said, we may have to establish military barracks in our campuses, on our campuses, so that they will help keep or maintain law and order. That is where we are heading towards. We may need to employ more military men. Since the students are now coming with weapons, we might need to employ the military people, more of them, so that we create military barracks in all the campuses. So that when the day the students will pull out their weapons, the soldiers also pull their weapons. Then they will square it up there.
Thomas Musa is the General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT. Now, the Affirmative Action Law Coalition has expressed disappointment over the low female representation in the Council of State elections. Out of 155 nominees from 16 regions, only 10 are women, despite the passage of the Affirmative Action Act and its presidential assent. Speaking to Citi News, the coalition's convener, Sheila Minkapremo, called for increased advocacy to boost female participation in key decision-making roles.
The Council of State is one of the areas where there's a need to ensure that we have enough women. So they are advisors to the executive arm of government. Therefore, the numbers we are seeing is very disappointing. And I wish there was more time given to enable more women to be able to apply, at least for the fact that the Council of State is made up of both elected people from various parts of the country as well as a nominated person. So what you're talking about now is elected by a special electoral. I really wish there were more women who are being available to be elected and to become members.
You heard that the convener for the Affirmative Action Law Coalition, Sheila Minkapremo, bringing us to the end of today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adabraka, Accra. Please log on to citinewsroom.com for more stories. I am Ajua Tenkrama Domina. Many thanks for listening. Good afternoon.
Citi News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 9.